Processing trauma is similar to digesting food. It's best to take small bites, chew them slowly, and then let that shit go. Processing trauma can indeed be likened to the process of digesting food. Just as our bodies require time to break down and absorb nutrients from the food we consume, our emotional systems also need time to process and integrate traumatic experiences. When we face trauma, it can feel overwhelming, much like trying to swallow a large bite without chewing. Instead, we should take small bites, allow ourselves to process each piece of our experience before moving on to the next. In the realm of trauma, this concept translates to the idea of titration. Titration is a technique often used in therapeutic settings where we introduce small amounts of trauma-related material into our awareness. By breaking down our experiences into manageable pieces, we can work through them without becoming flooded or overwhelmed. Each small bite gives us the opportunity to reflect, process, and understand our feelings. This method allows the emotional intensity to lessen gradually, making it easier to handle. Emotional re-experiencing is another important aspect of this process. It involves revisiting the feelings and sensations associated with the trauma. However, this should be done cautiously and in a controlled manner. Just like chewing your food thoroughly before swallowing, we must ensure that we fully experience and acknowledge our emotions without getting lost in them. This means giving ourselves permission to feel pain, fear, or sadness, but also recognizing that these emotions do not define us. Once we've integrated these emotional experiences, the next step is to let that shit go. Releasing these burdens is likened to the digestive process where our bodies expel what no longer serves us. Holding on to trauma can prevent us from fully living our lives. By practicing techniques that promote release, we create space for healing and growth. The method that is particularly effective is my somatic trauma imprint release method. This approach focuses on the body's mechanism that stores trauma, then unwinding that mechanism to allow the trauma to release. This method involves specific breath work, guided imagery, and gentle pressure on our myofascial knots. By integrating these techniques, titration, and emotional re-experiencing into my somatic trauma imprint release method, we create a holistic framework for processing trauma. This journey emphasizes the importance of patience and self-compassion. Just as we wouldn't want to rush a meal, we shouldn't rush our healing process. Each small bite of our experience deserves to be savored, acknowledged, and ultimately released.